back. This video has been filmed in mid-February and we're riding through the empty streets of downtown Wellington on the way to the Bluebridge Ferry Terminal. We're heading to the South Island. Let's see how this all works out.
Alright, see you on the other side.
See you on the other side, yeah.
Morning. Thank you.
So we're riding down with our two mates, Camo and James. They're on their own bikes. We've got Amara on the back. And we are on the separate ferry. We're on the Bluebridge, they're travelling on the Inter-Islander. You know you're travelling on the Bluebridge when you have to travel up a slippery steel ramp which is always wet no matter the season. This is summer. I don't know how they managed to do it, but they always manage to get water, seawater everywhere, and it's a little bit slippery, but anyway, 3-4 hours later we get to the other side and we're getting off the ferry in Picton. Our boat arrived earlier, so we head off to the NPD petrol station at the end of the street and we wait for our pals to arrive in the Inter-Islander. They're pulling in about 30 minutes behind us. Now to tell you a little bit more about this trip, we're heading down to the South Island. We're meeting up with the South Island crew in Woodend, or at least I thought we were. And from there we're going to be riding round across Arthur's Pass, down the west coast, Milford Sound, Tiana, down to Invercargill, back up the other side, etc. Wasn't expecting to meet anybody until Woodend, or maybe a little sooner, so imagine my surprise.
Right.
Hey!
You alright?
Yeah, Jesus!
That was you, honestly.
G'day. See you. Hey, how are you?
What a great surprise! Hang on.
Yeah, so our mate Rex rode up from Woodend, a round trip of about 620 plus K to meet us off the boat, which is much appreciated. What a champ. Anyway, so we're making our way back. This is the return trip for Rex. It's our initial trip back down to Woodend on this particular journey. And it didn't start well, I have to say. I looked down at my tank, begin to realise it's looking a bit wet down there. It shouldn't be looking like that. And I've got a flush mount fuel cap on my bike, and I didn't secure it properly, or at least well enough. I must have been too excited to see my good mate down there at the NPD and didn't seal that lid properly, and so there was fuel spilling straight out of the tank, kind of pulsing out of the cavity. Wasn't really a good look at all, especially not on a hot engine, so only thing to do was just pull over and get that thing fixed. This did happen to me once before, about 3 years previously, coming out of Kaikoura, so I'm annoyed it happened again, but yeah, you've got to press these things down, well, screw them in, then press it down and twist to the right. I couldn't have twisted hard enough. Bit frustrating, but this is when it's a good thing to always have a rag or cloth of some kind available, because that lid is now red, it's slippery, and with the cloth easily accessible, I can wipe off the fuel and then get the lid off, wipe down the cap, insert it back in, seal it properly, and then we're back on our way. Awful start to the trip, but yeah, let's hope that's the worst that happens, right? See, our mate James is riding with us. He rode down from Auckland with us yesterday, as far as this video is concerned, and he's running at the rear of this group, so he pulled over when I pulled over just to make sure that I was okay. Rex and Camo pulled over up ahead. The stoppage time, we're only a couple of minutes on the side of the road, maybe 3 minutes, so it wasn't too bad, and I kept on looking down at the tank to make sure, is it actually sealed, has it stopped pulsing out, and yeah, it was good. It was just an imperfect seal on the cap, which I've remedied by doing it up properly this time. Anyway, by this stage we've already passed through Blenheim and we're heading over the hills down towards the east coast. Maybe it's not right, but I call the whole thing the Kaikoura Coast, even though Kaikoura is only a small town, small region along the coastline. For me, it's just easy to call the whole thing Kaikoura Coast. So if that's not quite right, I do apologise, but whenever I say that, that's what I mean, the stretch of coast that runs from the Waimar River down south through Kaikoura, and then I think it's around about Goose Bay it starts to head back up into the hills and heading off as it makes its way inland to the Canterbury region, passing through Cheviot and Amberley. It's always a treat as you come around this bend and you can see ahead the Pacific Ocean there, which is going to keep us company on the left hand side as we travel down the Kaikoura Coast, making our way southwards. You can see that just talking a little bit about the surrounding hills here, it's really dry, and that's because this is mid-February, and yeah, we saw a lot of dry territory as we're making our way south. So looking to the left, there's no shortage of water though. It's the Pacific Ocean right there. Out to the left, keep on going, you're going to find a whole lot of nothing until eventually you get to South America, so hola. Right along this road now, State Highway 1, down the Kaikoura Coast, you'd be forgiven for thinking it's always been this way, always been this good. It hasn't. In November 2016, there was a massive earthquake that caused the closure of this entire road for quite some time, leaving Kaikoura cut off for a considerable period of time. The first time I rode through here was in, was it 22, I think? 22 or 23, I forget which now. At which time the road had been largely reopened and it was in good shape. There was still some stop-go areas, but now, this is February 25, this road is fully open. It's a great road. They did a fantastic job repairing this and making it open and accessible, and I'm very thankful for all of the work and effort that went into restoring this road, because this is the main thoroughfare. It put a huge amount of pressure on the subsidiary roads while Kaikoura was cut off, and this stretch of road, State Highway 1, an important highway, was unavailable to regular traffic. So great to see it open again, great to see it in such good shape. Our destination today is Woodend, which is just a little bit north of Christchurch CBD. It's about 300 plus k's from the Picton Ferry terminal. So the roads are like this, so it's not a difficult ride by any means. It's a bit of a way. Rex has done it there and back today, bless him. For us, we've just come from Wellington, short ride to the ferry, and then down the coast we go. We did stop at Kaikoura. I'm not going to show that, but we stopped at a cafe there, had some lunch on the way, and then carried on riding to get to BP Woodend, probably 5ish in the afternoon, something like that. Our total riding times just under 4 hours, a little bit under 4 hours on the way down. So weather was fine, wasn't raining, wasn't brilliantly sunny and clear either, but I'll take this any day of the week. It was a really awesome ride down here. Scenery's magnificent, kind of breathtaking at times, and good riding company, not much traffic on the road, managed to keep a good pace along the way. So yeah, doesn't get any better than this. Now, if you add a mind to it, there's plenty of places to explore along this road. There's lots of parking on the ocean side of the road at various times, not right here of course, but further along and behind of us. Plenty of places that you can stop, and what you'll find along the foreshore here is a number of fur seals will usually be setting up camp, resting, sunbathing, frolicking, etc. There's a few places especially where that can be found. and if you've got the time, by all means make that stop and have a look. It's not something you see every day, that's for sure. We were in a bit of a more focused journey. We weren't really planning to stop and go ooh and ah all over the place. We're just riding on this road to get to Woodend because we've got some big days riding in the next few days ahead. Our plan in the South Island, we're going to be here about 7 days of riding, and we've got a lot of ground to cover. We're going to be seeing some amazing places, which will be coming up in videos over the next few weeks, so hopefully going to hang around for that. As we tick a few more boxes off the old South Island must-visit list. Now you can see the scenery's changed a wee bit here. We've moved kind of inland from the coast, and we're heading up into the hills as we dive deeper into the Canterbury region, heading towards Christchurch itself. We will be passing through Cheviot, comes first, and then as we get along we get to Amberley. But in the meantime the terrain changes all the time, so it's an interesting ride. It's a lot of fun, and in the distance you can always see some big old mountains, and depending on the season that you're riding you'll be looking up and seeing snow-topped mountains, which kind of adds a little bit to the thrill. You don't see that when you're riding around Auckland, I can tell you that. Now coming up soon is the first of many such low, long bridges over kind of dried riverbeds, or mostly dry riverbeds that you find throughout the South Island. Not a feature I really noticed much at all in the North Island. It's the little differences though, right? Lets you know you're travelling somewhere different than what you're used to, and that's what it's all about, seeing new things. Here again, this is another one. This is the Waiau River Bridge. Across the other side you can see a train bridge. Does the same purpose, but avoids having to share any part of the road with automotive traffic. Good idea. Now while it was, well, I guess a little bit grey on the coast, we didn't really see a whole lot of blue sky. As we came into the inland and headed further south, we certainly found some blue skies as we're approaching through. We're getting closer to Christchurch. Fantastic roads. I think everybody says different things about the roads. A lot of my South Island pals, they say, well, love the North Island roads. We say the opposite, love the South Island roads. The complaint that everybody has about the roads that they ride on is potholes, and to be honest I think that the South Island is much better served in that regard than we are in the North, but I guess that's what you're used to. Anyway, this journey's starting to get real close now to our final destination. That's where I'm going to leave it, BP Woodend, and like I said, from the following day, the very next day, which from memory was in fact a Monday I think, we'll be heading over the Arthur's Pass. It'll be an early start, and we'll pick up that journey from as we're travelling over the amazing hills, heading over the Arthur's Pass to the west coast, and we'll probably run that from down until we get to Hokitika. So if that's something you're interested to see, then by all means come back next week when it hits the air. In the meantime, that's it for now. I'll let this one close out. Take care out there, ride safe, have fun. See you on the next one.